we might discover these theories prove to be correct. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 craziest Star Trek Discovery theories that might be true. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at fan theories about the future of Star Trek Discovery and its upcoming sophomore season that could end up happening. Naturally, if you haven't seen Season 1 or the Season 2 trailer, there could be spoilers ahead. Number 10. The Kelvin Timeline Spock will appear on Discovery.
Ears burning?
Before Star Trek Discovery brought a new spin on the familiar universe, the rebooted Star Trek films also took a stab at it by altering the timeline. The so-called Kelvin Timeline was the result of Romulans altering the past and blaming Spock for their planet's destruction, with the elder half-Vulcan making an appearance too.
I don't know you.
I am Spock.
However, although the Spock we get on Discovery will no doubt differ from his big screen reboot characterization, we think it could be interesting to see this alternate Spock, tying together the timelines even more, and building on the themes of multiplicity already seen on the show.
But if I'm not dead, who are you? You, in my universe. Nice to meet you.
Number 9. Captain Pike's accident and his tenure. Captain Christopher Pike, the man who helmed the Enterprise before one James T. Kirk, is set to captain the Discovery in Season 2.
Are you ready to execute this deeply insane plan of yours?
Many doubt whether Pike will last long in this position, however, as the title ship has not had the best luck with captains thus far, and Pike had a similarly short tenure on the original Star Trek. Additionally, Pike was shown to be horribly disfigured in the original series, which is allegedly the result of exposure to radiation on a training mission. We've got a sneaking suspicion that the previous story was a cover-up, and that the real reason will be shown on Discovery.
No other specimen has shown your adaptability. You were our last hope.
Number 8. Season 2 will be the search for Spock.
I have been, and ever shall be, your friend. Yes. Yes, Spock.
No, it won't pull an Into Darkness and rehash a Shatner-era film, though that could also be interesting. No, rather, we're entertaining the possibility that Spock, despite appearing in the trailer, will not show up in the flesh for most of the season, and that looking for him could be part of the overall storyline.
As a child, I had the same vision again and again. Now I understand its meaning and where it must lead.
Spock. That's not to say he couldn't appear in flashbacks, as depicting him interacting with Michael during their childhoods would logically help flesh out their sibling relationship, making us more invested to see them finally reunite at the end.
Spock, you are fully capable of deciding your own destiny. The question you face is, which path will you choose?
Number 7. Sybok Appears. Most media tends to gloss over the fact that Michael isn't Spock's only sibling. He also has a brother, half-brother. The son of Sarek, Sybok makes his only canon appearance in Star Trek V, and was a revolutionary who embraced emotion instead of logic.
Your threats amuse me, Captain Chekhov. What consequences did you have in mind?
He and his followers sought to find God too, and that certainly ties into the idea of there being an angel this season. Sybok, whether in flashbacks or in the show itself, could act as an interesting foil for Spock and or Michael, since unlike him, both of them adhere closer to Vulcan logic.
No human has ever been accepted into the Vulcan Expeditionary Group. Success was always an unlikely outcome.
What is the reason they have that they could possibly reject her?
Obviously, I had hoped for better.
Number 6. Stamets will go rogue to find his lost love. During the first season, engineer Paul Stamets' partner, the chief medical officer Dr. Hugh Culber, is murdered.
As far as I'm concerned, you're not you.
However, thanks to Stamets' exposure to the spores that power the Discovery's experimental and incredibly fast propulsion, he's able to see Culber again in an extra-dimensional space.
I don't want it to change. I want it to be the way it was. Please let it be the way it was.
Although Stamets is able to seemingly move forward with his life after this experience, we wouldn't be surprised if he tried to use the Discovery's ability to traverse universes to find one with Culber still living in it. Plus, Culber actor Wilson Cruz has been dropping some hints. Number 5. The green spore will affect Tilly. On a related note, fans have paid particular attention to a minute detail in the finale of Season 1. One of the mycelium spores lands on Cadet Tilly's shoulder. Instead of the usual blue color, this one's green instead. Many have theorized that the green spore is connected to Culber, or even the Mirror Universe's Captain Lorca, since both were somehow connected with the mycelial network.
Eventually, everything, everywhere will be exterminated. You have to save us by saving the network.
How? I can't even find my way out.
Regardless of who or what the spore is, we're fairly certain that Tilly will be altered by it in some way. Number 4. A familiar Trek face will appear. While we've seen some familiar Star Trek characters on Discovery so far, the actors themselves have yet to appear.
I never said I wanted a relationship.
Neither did I.
Granted, given that it is a prequel, many of the actors from the original series are far too old to play their classic characters in Discovery's time period. But characters from Star Trek Enterprise are definitely feasible, especially if they're a long-lived Vulcan or other race.
That's impossible. Humans and Vulcans have never been able to reproduce.
Plus, it is a science fiction show. Time travel is not out of the question, and we've already floated the idea of actors from alternate timelines or universes crossing over.
But I haven't fully recovered. You'll never fully recover.
Number 3. Birnam will finally be the captain.
It would be logical for you to take into account my success rate during our 7 years together and execute my plan without further challenge before we're dragged into war.
Starfleet doesn't fire first. That's all, number 1. We have to.
Michael Birnam is an unusual protagonist for the Star Trek franchise, in that she's one of the first to not be the captain of a ship. She begins the series as a respected first officer of the USS Shenzhou. However, after her attempted mutiny to prevent the war with the Klingons, Birnam becomes a vilified convict, whose presence on Discovery is barely tolerated at first.
It'd be helpful to know what I'm working on.
Why would I tell a prisoner of the Federation who is essentially a temp the details of my top secret research?
However, her growth over the course of the first season leads to a pardon, and while she naturally won't start Season 2 as the captain, we think it's possible that Birnam will finally get her due by its end.
We found our strengths.
Number 2. The Red Angel is no angel. The Season 2 trailer features a mysterious, glowing red entity shaped vaguely like an angel, which Birnam and Spock both encounter.
Spock needs our help. He had a vision. He called it the Red Angel. I've seen this angel too.
Theories abound as to its identity. These range from someone both of them know, which would explain Michael's positive impression, to the angel being a member of an oft-mentioned but never shown race of beings called the Iconians. This ancient race was famous for their gateways, which allowed for instantaneous travel across the galaxy, which sounds an awful lot like the Discovery's Spore drive. Who or whatever the angel is, we hope the answer is heavenly.
We found ourselves among the stars.
Number 1. Red bursts equals red matter. Another plot point revealed in the trailer is that strange red bursts are occurring all over the galaxy, and the Discovery is tasked with investigating them.
7 signals appeared across the galaxy.
Discovery was determining the source and intent of those signals.
Some have speculated that these red phenomena are connected to red matter, a substance central to the plot of the rebooted Star Trek films, and that can create ways to travel through time, though it does have more destructive uses too, such as the creation of black holes.
Using red matter, I would create a black hole, which would absorb the exploding star.
Whether these crimson bursts are red matter or something else entirely, we look forward to discovering the answer.
I like this ship.
You know, it's exciting.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.